Hello, Fable here. I did walk last night with my nieces and it was wonderful. My sister in law had taco salad, so awesome. So that was a good eating day and exercise. I had a great time with my great nieces. We did mani pedis with them, Starbucks, and Dollar Store. So that was awesome. Kept me busy. When you keep busy, your mind is busy and you're not thinking so much. But kind of blew my budget because I splurged, but they were having so much fun. It's priceless, can never get it back. So I'll just cut back on a little other things this week. I get paid every week, so I have my budget weekly, paid all my bills, still have enough money left. I'm going to go to the store. I want to get big salad. I like Costco's big, like Caesar salad. And then the rotisserie chicken. I cut up the rotisserie chicken and throw it in the salad. I will admit, I could eat a whole one sometimes. It's a lot of roughage. Kills my stomach. Which, having issues, told you I have the hernia and fatty tumor. So they want me to lose weight before they'll operate, 50 pounds. So I am not walking with my friend tonight. She can't, but I'm going to walk my neighborhood, try to get my dog to walk. She's not liking to walk. But I had the greatest conversation with my nieces. And one is my niece, one is my nephew's wife, which call her my niece. She's my niece. It made me feel so great. They said to me that how their uncle was, because it's my ex's side of the family, their uncle was an absent uncle, that I was the one. They remember me coming to everything, me doing everything. When they say they were going to our house, they say, we're going to Aunt Terry's. That made me feel great. Just so many things. I got to tell them things that kind of I was holding back. I think it was just an amazing conversation. And it was time. There was a lot of hurtful things. There was a time that they weren't really talking to me because of things he said, lies. They figured it out on their own, came back to me, and I was a little apprehensive. So when you get divorced, a friend of mine, they still share the house. He lives in the basement. He could well afford to live on his own. But for the kids, they did birthdays together, Christmas, all the holidays, even going to his parents. His ex-wife still came because they were very close. They knew each other a very long time. And I said, how do you do it? Because we were doing that in the beginning and then met the wife and she kind of, no, you need to separate. He said, we put our egos aside. I think that is fantastic. I work with a gentleman who, guess what? His ex-wife, her new husband, him, his new wife, get along for the kids, do things together for the kids. We're at each other's weddings. I think that is fabulous. My kids in a therapy session said they loved the fact that we got along, that we still did things as a family. That's what we told them when we were getting divorced. It's not about you kids, it's about us. Some people just can't live together anymore. Although I had a mother-daughter at the time we got divorced and he lived in the mother-in-law suite. He went in through the back. I didn't even know if he was there or not there. We split the time with the kids 1 week he was with the kids 1 week. I was with the kids. I would leave the house at the time. I had a boyfriend. I could stay at his place. So it worked. And like I said, we did things together. It hurt my kids when he just walked away from all that. The new wife doesn't think there's a reason for us to all get along, that there's no need for her to even meet me. Although I did meet her at my granddaughter's first birthday. Even if people get divorced, when you're in a relationship with that person and your family has known them for over 20 years, how do you just walk away from someone that you consider family? It broke my heart, but I kept my distance. Now, glad we're all back together. How do you walk away from family? Family isn't always blood. So that would be like walking away from a 20 plus year friendship. So I don't know. Some people, I have a friend, no, I can't have him at family. She was hurt in the beginning. Now it doesn't bother her. But she has a boyfriend now of 4 years. So I think she just needed that time to heal and couldn't have him around because it hurt her to be divorced. So I don't know. Everybody handles it different. Some people feel, this one guy I met, he goes, that's weird that you go to your sister-in-law and brother-in-law, your ex's sister and brother-in-law's house, and that you hang. They're my family. They are my family. And it was a unique situation. Also, my sister-in-law was given up for adoption because my mother-in-law wasn't married. They reunited only 6 months before I met my ex. So he only knew her 6 months prior and didn't really accept the whole, wow, you have a sister. His sister, as much as my sister-in-law, the one that was given up for adoption, so wanted a sister. I don't know. Hey, if you can't accept it, you can't accept it. Hey, I have learned through this journey, no one has the right to tell anyone what makes them happy, how they can handle things, what they should do, how they should handle their kids. No one. You might not like it. You might not like it at all. But so many people told me what I was doing wrong, what I should and shouldn't do. They're not in my shoes. They're not getting divorced. Not going through it. They don't know until you're in someone's shoes. I don't know. Even though I went through a divorce, I can't tell someone else how to handle their divorce. Everybody is different in this world. Everybody. And what one person can accept and deal with, another might not be able to. So in this journey, I learned a lot, and I apologized to people because I judged people, and one was my mother, and I apologized to her. I was like, listen, I'm so sorry. And she's like, I don't know. I was like, well, I hadn't said it to you, but I did say it to people. And now I have a much different attitude because of so many judging me going through my divorce. I had to, I learned I should not judge people. I have no right. If something makes you happy, hey, if you want to sleep around with all these guys, get it out of your system after your divorce, go for it. If you want to not date, you want to just be by yourself, go for it. If you want just a friend with benefits, go for it. It works for you, do it. That has just anywhere in life. whatever works for you. As long as it's not illegal, you're not hurting your kids, you're not hurting yourself, then do it. If you feel it's right, do it by all means. So that's what I learned from my divorce. And I'm still learning. I learned how to speak up for myself. I was one, like I said, I don't like confrontation, but I learned I had to at times speak up for myself and say, hey, I'm not asking for your opinion. I just need someone to vent to. So I don't want any feedback. I just want you to listen. Or I don't want you to tell me how to handle my children, not to handle my children. One of the things my daughter learned, I gave her child support. I gave my son his child support. Figure it's for them. Put it in their account. They need anything, there you go. My daughter was like, woo, I have $400. She went through it. And then she wanted to do something with her friends. She wanted to go shopping. And I said, gotta wait till next month. She wrote her essay, her college essay, on how a horrible thing that she went through, her parents' divorce, a positive came out of it. My aunt has taught me that. Out of every negative becomes a positive. So she wrote how she learned to manage her money. Guess what? Got a degree in finance and accounting and her master's. And now is taking her CPA. So that helped her where she wanted to go. She, very young, wanted to be a doctor, basically a veterinarian. Then she wanted to be a lawyer. And she even said, well, I'm going to go for finance and accounting and down the road maybe go to law school and be a financial attorney. Studying for the CPA, she's like, oh, I don't think I could study for the bar. I don't think I can do that. She can. She's very smart. But maybe down the road she will. But this helped her in her path. And I always did that with my children. Every chore had a value. When you did it, put in your envelope. If you didn't do your chores, if my daughter didn't do her chores, which never happened because she liked money, my son had a chance to earn her money and vice versa. She also, sneaky little child that she was, she would take her lunch money and every other day buy lunch. She's not a big eater. Would split lunch with one of her friends. So she pocketed the other money. And one time she wanted something and I said, well, do you have money in your envelope? She goes, I have $42 in my bank. I was like, what? Her little bank. She said, I saved it. How'd you save it? Then she tells me. And I was like, well, a little annoyed. I'm like, I'm giving you money for lunch. But my son, on the other hand, was a big eater. So he was like, I need more money. No, sorry, this is your money. Because then they started putting money, you had to put it in an account monthly. That blew her thing out of the water that I'm actually giving her cash. So he was out of money. By this time, he's 15. He has a job. He's in high school. He's like, I'm spending all my money on food. I was like, bring food from home. I buy they love the Uncrustables. I bought those. So my son learned. He learned, let me bring food from home and buy a certain amount only so it helped him manage his money. So out of this negative of the divorce, my children learned to manage money. Money was tight at times. They learned to manage their money. They learned what they did and didn't want out of life. And although there was negatives, there was positives. So I'm going to leave you with this. Don't judge your friends. If they vent to you, listen to them, Then ask them, maybe, do you want my opinion? A lot of times when people would ask my opinion, I was like, listen, I'm not going to give you what you should do. I'm telling you what I would do in this situation. So this way they can't come back to me and say, you told me to do this. I feel no one could tell anybody what to do, and I tell my friends that. So, and when you have a negative situation, kind of try to find the positive in it. There's always an upside. Might not seem like it at the time, but there always is. So really just try. Just try to find the positive. Even if it's so difficult, or you can only find one little positive. Positive thing is my kids and I made a menu. We then went shopping. We cut coupons. We bought only what we needed for that week for that menu. And we decided, okay, and they knew this is what we were having, whether I cooked it ahead of time. Sometimes I would make, when it was snowstorm time, big pot of sauce. And then I'd make meatballs. I'd make homemade mac and cheese, all these different dishes. And then I'd buy those containers and I'd put them in, and I'd put them in the freezer in the refrigerator downstairs, and just pull out what you want. I marked it. So if your life is busy and crazy, meal prep. Not only that, having sit with your kids and coming up with a menu, the family sitting together, it kind of made my kids, they said we felt like we had a voice. Like we didn't have to eat what you wanted us to eat, what you put. And that's because I was one of 5 kids, and my mom didn't have a lot of money. We lived with my grandmother. Here you go. This is what's for dinner. Eat it or starve. So I didn't want that for my kids. And even if they decide Wednesday's dinner is not for them, peanut butter and jelly. There's peanut butter and jelly or grilled cheese. That's it. What can I give you? And you don't eat, you don't get a sweet treat. You can have something healthy. You can have cheese and crackers. You can have peanut butter and apple. You can have a salad. My daughter, who was not a big eater, did not finish her dinner a lot of times. Before she went to bed, she'd make a salad. And she would eat a salad, as silly as that sounds. But I wanted to teach them, like, you're not gonna, not eat dinner, push dinner aside, and then eat all this junk. I don't know. I blame my weight problem on the fact that I had to eat everything on my plate. And my mother even said one time, oh my gosh, what are you doing? They didn't finish their dinner. They're allowed to get up. Yes, they're allowed to get up. But they're not going to have sweets. So I don't know. I love the way my mother raised us. She raised us to earn everything. And I did that with my kids, even though I could just sometimes hand them things. So I'm going to end. I said I was going to end. I went on a little longer than I wanted to. But each day, just try. And I try each day to say something positive to somebody. Say, oh, you know what? I really like your hair the way you've been doing it. Or, you know what? That outfit, you look really good. It's slimming. I even text my friends sometimes and say, you know what? You're a great friend. And I get it back. That's what's so nice. After, at first, sometimes they might be like, okay, what is she texting me? What is she saying to me? But I feel what you give, you get back. Might be not instantly. So just try not to judge people. Try to listen when people need you to listen. Try to find a positive in a negative situation. And just let's all, like in this world where everybody's hustle bustle, moving on and, too busy for everything, take the time and just breathe and enjoy. So I'm really going to end now. So this is Fable signing out. Till next time.